Scugog's mayor discusses a number of topics at recent luncheon event. Dan Kearns, The Standard, Scugog. Township of Scugog's mayor, Wilma Watton, provided her input and information on a number of topics at a mayor's luncheon event on Tuesday, March 26th. The annual event was held at the Scugog Community Recreation Center in Port Perry by the Scugog Chamber of Commerce. Unlike past years, where the format was a presentation from the mayor, this year's event had a fireside chat where MC Jonathan Van Bilsen asked the local mayor questions. One of the questions involved the township's waterfront revitalization plan, which includes the upcoming rehabilitation of Port Perry's Water Street. We plan to start that rehabilitation in mid-August or near the end of August, so kind of after most of the summer season, and it will go on into late autumn. The road will be closed. It will only be open to local traffic and access to driveways and businesses which are there, Mayor Watton explained. The mayor also noted there are plans to put a new washroom facility in Palmer Park, and the township will also be focused on the pre-servicing phase for the new splash pad for the park. Mayor Watton was also asked what the township is doing to attract new businesses to the municipality. The local mayor noted the business expansion and retention plan the municipality and the region of Durham collaborated on. That data is being analyzed as we speak, and we expect a report sometime in April, basically telling us what we do well and what we don't do well at all. From that, we will formulate some plans and see where we can go from there. There was also a hint of changes to Port Perry's Queen Street, involving what was referred to as a pedestrian pod. There is talk of an upgrade to Queen Street. As part of that, we are hoping to create a pedestrian pod at the post office, which would basically be a pop-out in front of the post office, which would be more seating, possibly an entertainment area, Mayor Watton explained. It may take away a couple of parking spots, but in the planning, they have addressed how we can accommodate them. Local resident Larry Corrigan asked for an update on housing developments and seniors housing specifically. There's quite a few opportunities for our community for housing. There are also quite a few challenges which are going along with that. First and foremost, the region is still waiting for their official plan, Mayor Watton responded. So we're still waiting for that. Mayor Watton also noted she's been advocating for long-term care and seniors housing as well over the last 3 or 4 years, and the township is in early discussion with one company for a mixed-use development. However, she stated that project so far is only in concept, and the township hasn't yet received a site plan for it. My goal, if I could say what I wanted, is to be able to build attainable housing. One of the other challenges we've heard from the medical profession. In order to bring doctors and nurses to our community, we need to find some housing. It's quite imperative, and as you know, I'm an advocate to try and make it happen for us.
Uxbridge explores options for Town Square project. Daryl Knight, The Standard. Uxbridge. In an ambitious move to revitalize the heart of downtown, Uxbridge officials recently voted to move forward with the creation of a vibrant new town square. The project has been talked about for more than a decade, with the aim to transform a currently underutilized area into a bustling hub of community activity, complete with green spaces, cultural amenities, and gathering places for residents and visitors alike. A report from Tourism Coordinator Caitlin Jones and Director of Community Services Amanda Ferrero, included in the agenda for Council's meeting on Monday, March 25th, outlined the details of the My Main Street Community Activator, which could provide the project with as much as $250,000 should Uxbridge's grant application be approved. The proposed town square, slated to be located in the center of downtown, in the parkette and parking lot next to the previous Coffee Time location, promises to be a focal point for civic life in Uxbridge. Plans include the installation of landscaped gardens, pedestrian walkways, and seating areas, providing a welcoming environment for relaxation and socializing. In addition to enhancing the town's aesthetic appeal, the project is expected to have significant economic benefits for Uxbridge. The revitalized town square is likely to attract new businesses and tourism opportunities, boosting local commerce and stimulating economic growth. According to the staff report, if successful, the grant could fund crucial parts of the town square project, including accessible tables, Muskoka chairs configured to promote conversation, patio lighting, and planters/barricades, and security cameras to create a safe space, bike racks, portable art murals, wayfinding signage to promote trails and historic locations in Uxbridge, an activity hub with equipment geared towards children and open space for programming. Ward 4 Councillor Deputy Mayor Willie Popp endorsed the idea. "I do love this approach, to try and grab this grant to continue to promote downtown as a destination," commented Councillor Popp. "There are so many committees which are mentioned here. This is a good way to reinforce the great things which are happening downtown."
Kawartha Lakes puts a burn ban in place. Dan Kearns, The Standard, Kawartha Lakes. The city of Kawartha Lakes has put their spring burn ban in place. The ban was officially implemented on Monday, April 1st. During this period, all regular annual burn permits will be temporarily suspended, in adherence to both April's annual burn ban and any municipal-wide burn bans in effect, a press release from the city stated. In a statement, Kawartha Lakes Fire Chief Terry Jones explained why the city is implementing this ban. Despite any remaining snow or potential spring runoff, the risk of rapid fire spread due to dry grass and debris remains significant in the month of April. This burn ban is vital in minimizing risk to residents and firefighters. However, the city has stated there are exemptions to the burn ban, which include agricultural or special burn permits. To find out when the ban is going to be lifted, follow the Kawartha Lakes social media pages or go online to www.kawarthalakes.ca. Ontario government unveils the 2024 provincial budget. Dan Kearns, The Standard, Durham, Kawartha. The Ontario government released the 2024 provincial budget on Tuesday, March 26th. This year's budget is titled Building a Better Ontario and features a number of investments. These include $1 billion in the province's new municipal housing infrastructure program, a $574 million investment in primary health care, the launch of a $200 million community sport and recreation infrastructure fund, and an additional $100 million in the Skills Development Fund training stream. In the face of global economic uncertainty and high interest rates which continue to put pressure on Ontario families, our government is taking a responsible approach by investing to rebuild Ontario's economy without raising taxes, Ontario Finance Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy said in a statement. As we invest in services and infrastructure, including new roads, highways, and the largest public transit expansion in North America, we refuse to offload costs onto hardworking Ontario families or municipalities at a time when they're counting on us to keep costs down. He also promised the province will continue to invest prudently to help create stronger communities and better opportunities for future generations. Durham MPP Todd McCarthy also responded to the news of the budget's release. Our government continues to provide strategic and necessary investments in Ontario's infrastructure, getting more homes built faster and attracting better jobs for Ontarians while keeping costs down for hardworking families, his statement read. The 2024 budget, Building a Better Ontario, delivers on our local commitment to extend GO Transit to Curtis and Bowmanville, build new schools, and provide more money for local primary health care teams. With this new budget, we are creating stronger communities for the future and are focused on creating prosperity for generations to come.
Are You Listening? By Tina Y. Gerber McCurley. Our bodies have a way of communicating with us when something is wrong. There are several warnings experts have identified which you should know as you age. These signs are essential to recognize, as they can help prevent more significant health problems later on. Recognizing the signs and seeking medical help is important for maintaining good health and improved well-being. Mental health is also a vital aspect of overall well-being. Sometimes, things happen which seem minor, and we may want to dismiss them. Many of these signals and signs should be evaluated by your healthcare provider so your doctor may effectively treat these issues. One thing I notice about my hubby is he loves to chew ice cubes. Weird, right? Well, apparently, the need to chew ice could be a sign of an iron deficiency. Who knew? I myself crave salt occasionally, and I understand this could possibly be a sign of iron deficiency, anemia, or dehydration. I've been diagnosed with iron deficiency in my younger years. We have both experienced restless leg syndrome. It feels as if bugs are creeping over our legs while we sleep. When I get this feeling, I know I need to increase my calcium intake for a few days during the month. Did you know, experts report a loss of smell can be an early sign of Parkinson's, along with changes in movement, speech, and handwriting. Everyone should know the signs of a heart attack. For example, mostly in men, a sense of heaviness in the chest, especially if accompanied by sudden, severe pain along the left arm. However, women's heart symptoms may be different. While their chest pain may be intermittent, women tend to have back pain, pain in the arms, and/or shortness of breath. Along with heart attack, if a person has difficulty moving their legs or arms, especially on one side, they could be having a stroke. Other signs, such as facial drooping, eye trouble, including blurred vision, difficulty talking, confusion, dizziness, and a loss of balance are also indicators. If you notice color changes in your skin, it could be a sign of jaundice, which can indicate possible liver or gallbladder problems. A few years ago, the whites of my eyes turned yellow and my gallbladder was removed a few days later. Other skin changes to recognize are rapid growths, bleeding, or unusual skin lesions, moles, or lumps. Feelings of sadness/depression with extreme highs on a prolonged basis could be signs of mental illness and should never be ignored. If an individual is no longer interacting with others, has a lack of energy, a change in sleeping habits, thoughts of hurting themselves, anxiety, or hallucinations, it is important they or someone consult with a doctor. When serious health symptoms occur, remember the quickest and safest way to receive medical attention is calling 911.
Welcome to You've Got to Be Kidding, a podcast that offers a different perspective of life around us. Listen now to author Jonathan Van Bilsen.
Have you ever pondered the peculiarities of certain everyday practices or objects? From the reasoning behind sailors' response of aye aye to the significance of being in the limelight, there's often a fascinating history or logic behind these quirks. Let us unravel some of these mysteries, starting with the maritime tradition of responding aye aye to orders. The first aye signifies acknowledgement and understanding of the order, while the second confirms commitment to carry it out. Ever noticed that men's clothes typically feature buttons on the right, whereas women's garments have them on the left? This custom traces back to the practicality of buttoning clothes for predominantly right-handed individuals. Wealthy women, often assisted by right-handed dressmakers or maids, had buttons placed on the opposite side. The distress call Mayday, used by ships and aircraft, derives from the French term m'aides, meaning help me. In the world of tennis, a score of 0 is called love, stemming from the French word l'œuf, meaning egg, as the 0 and the scoreboard resembled one. The tradition of signing letters with X's, symbolizing kisses, dates back to the Middle Ages when illiteracy was common. Individuals would sign documents with an X and then kiss it as a pledge to honor the contents. The phrase passing the buck originated from card games where buck symbolizes responsibilities, was passed from player to player who designated the dealer. The phrase passing the buck originated from card games where a buck symbolizing responsibility was passed from player to player to designate the dealer. Before toasting, clinking glasses served as a mutual trust gesture, as guests would exchange a small amount of their drink with the host to ensure the drink was not poisoned. Being in the limelight dates back to the invention of limelight in the 19th century, which illuminated performers in theaters and lighthouses, making them the focal point. Feeling on cloud 9 refers to the highest cloud altitude, indicating a state of euphoria detached from worldly concerns. Even the term caddy in golf has historical roots, originating from Mary Queen of Scots' enjoyment of golf in France, where she was accompanied by cadets, which were pronounced as caddies in Scots dialect. The pig-shaped coin banks find their origin in a linguistic misunderstanding, when pig, spelled P-Y-G-G, a type of clay, was mistaken for pig, P-I-G, leading to the creation of pig-shaped banks. And there you have it. Now you can impress your friends at the parties. Knock 'em dead. I'm Jonathan Van Bilsen, and this is You've Got to Be Kidding.
You've Got to Be Kidding was presented by X4 Media with permission from the Standard Media Group. We endeavor to make all information contained in this program as accurate as possible at production time. X4 Media and the Standard Media Group are not responsible for any liabilities resulting from information contained in this program. For more information, please visit x4media.ca.
The Standard Podcast was produced by Greenstream Studio for the Standard newspaper.